Hello everyone and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. My name is D-Free. Here today we're going to talk about the 300 million download celebration part 2. We're also going to talk about some of the things I would like to see coming into the game. You guys saw the thumbnail, I said wishlist, so we're going to talk about some of the stuff I'd like to see. Also, ways that they can improve the brand new Android/Cell Saga category with some new units that could potentially come in part 2 as well. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, hit the subscribe if you're ready for more content. Today's video like goal if you enjoy the video is 1,000 likes. Be sure to jump into the comments down below and let me know how you guys feel about this, what you would like to see. Join the discussion as well. So the first thing I want to mention here is there is some stuff that's obviously coming. Like the STR SS2 Gohan is getting an EZA in part 2. We know that for sure. The Vegeta and Goku, or excuse me, the Vegeta and Trunks and Goku and Gohan cards, the free-to-play cards, are going to get an EZA as well. So they're going to be better than they are now. Like there's stuff like that that we know is coming in part 2. So stay tuned for that, of course. But when I look at this category, right, and specifically from the perspective of being led by Cell, right, because he is the primary leader for this category is not bad. There's some really good units in here. Like, among LR cards, the new LRs, the Prime Battles are solid, too. You know, we have other stuff like the TURs in here. 16 is pretty good. Krillin, of course, is good. The Vegeta's really good. We have this free Goku's good. We have the Dokkan Fest Piccolo, who, in my opinion, is one of the better Dokkan Fests in the game. Like, we have a lot of stuff in here that's actually really good, and it's a very good base, right? But when I look at this category, there are things that are missing, and from a couple of different perspectives. For one, from the perspective of, again, in the best case scenario, Gohan does need access to a Super Saiyan Goku, and this category doesn't really have many of those. Now, there is this new free-to-play Super Saiyan Goku who does actually trigger the passive for Gohan, and very brief explainer on that is the reason why is this character is Goku/Gohan. It says it in the name, literally, Super Saiyan Goku/Super Saiyan Gohan. So in the regular state of this card, if you don't transform, it's literally just Super Saiyan Goku. So they did allow this card to activate that 59% bonus part of Transform Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's passive. So that works, right? And for the record, no, Gogeta and Vegeto's LR cards pre-transformation wouldn't work because they have an and in there. It's Goku and Vegeta, not or Vegeta, if that makes sense. So, which is or is effectively the dash. So yeah, like we have that, and then if you look at the rest of this, there's not much. I mean, we have this old World Tournament Goku, we have the Yardrat Goku. There's not much. So I think that Goku is prime for one to get a Part 2 card, LR or not. Obviously, a lot of people are thinking LR instant transmission Goku is going to be a thing, and I think that's incredibly likely, right? But again, he is primed for it, specifically because from the perspective of Gohan, he needs that, right? He needs a Goku card. Obviously, the Tech one's good, and some of these are good, but still, there's not a top option for that. So keep that in mind. Also, on top of that, we look at some more of this category. There are just, speaking of Goku, there are other things in here that are needed. Like, when it comes to Piccolo, Piccolo is a great unit, I mentioned that, but on this category, literally, he can't transform. The only way he can even transform under Cell is if you take a Demon King Piccolo, the World Tournament one, that's incredibly bad now. He's really old, right? He's just old. He needs an EZA. It is what it is. That's the only way. You take him using Cell's sub-leader skill, and you're fine. But other than that, he literally can't transform. So when I look at this category and I say, okay, other than those types of requirements, what else does this category really need? They need stuff to tie in between. Like, they have supports and stuff. Like, they have orb changers like this 17, the 18 from the future. They have stuff like that, and they have, like, specific supports, like type-restricted ones, like this SS2 Tech Gohan, this Goku I mentioned earlier. We have the Krillin/18 card, the 18 card specifically. Like, we have stuff like that, but they're not across the board. So how would I go ahead and wish for them to tie this up with a wish list type of deal? We could get something like a across-the-board 3-key 40%. Even if it's not just general, it could just be the Android/Cell Saga, right? That's fine, right? Category support, that's fine. Like that SS2 Gohan or SS1 Gohan for the movie heroes, right? Like that something like that for this category would go so far. They need it, right? Because there's not a lot of tie-in. Whether it's Cell, who has trash links for the most part. Like, he would have been a lot better if he had Shocking Speed, because Shocking Speed is more versatile. Krillin has that. Piccolo has that. Things like that. Ultimately, Cell needs to be alongside another Cell to really be effective and get his links. It's weird stuff like that, especially key-wise. So what could we get? Something like a Dende would be cool. Obviously, because that would be another Namekian for Piccolo. Something like he doesn't get a lot of screen time in particular, but Kami could work. You know, something like a Namekian type character would work because it hits 2 bubbles with, kills 2 birds with 1 stone, right? So that works pretty well. Also, I don't want to discount the fact that we could get another Part 2 LR that does feature like a trio or something like that. I don't know. Some Z Fighter cards in one. I don't know. We could get something like that. as far as that's concerned, right? But yeah, this category, again, it's a good category. It just needs stuff like that to tie it in. And I'm not even going to talk about Kamehameha because that's a lot more versatile as far as options are concerned because there's a lot of units in there that aren't just relegated to one saga. And I do think this category obviously has the opportunity to be a lot better, but those are some things that we need to kind of tie this in. Like 16, I think would be incredible, like if Cell had shocking speed, because then you'd be able to reliably run a Cell and SS2 Gohan rotation, even though they don't link incredibly well, they'd work well enough, and then you'd be able to get 16 every turn. You can still do that now, but it's not as effective because Cell, even though he has 14 in the leader, still will struggle, right? Just little things like that. We just need more unrestricted support for this category. So tangent over. Again, Piccolo also does need a Namekian friend, right? He can't transform. He needs a Namekian friend. Incredible card. Also, other than that, as far as that category is concerned, well, I guess it's not really that category, but for Gohan, we would like to get another Super AGL Android. The only one in the game is this free one, just on the side note. So, yeah, that's got to change. All right, so on the subject of Goku. So Goku here. These are all the Super Saiyan Goku cards in the game. Obviously, we do have one instant transmission Goku here, obviously, so they're just going to be pretty much retreading this art at some point. There are some actual arts in the game as far as like what we would think would be our SSR or TUR for the Goku from the Cell Saga, of course. But, and those look, for one, those look like 100% like actual card arts that are going to be used, right? So this Goku is not obtainable. He was from the One Piece Treasure Cruise crossover campaign, so keep that in mind too. But, so we do have that, but obviously we don't have any other iteration of that, so again, makes it prime for that. And we only have one Tech Super Saiyan Goku in the game, like one LR, Super Saiyan Goku in the game. So, ideally he would be probably STR type or something like that, and that would work out pretty well. So, keep that in mind too. Goku is, I think, the most likely thing to come in Part 2, and I think it's all but obvious that a Goku will come. If we're being honest, I think it's pretty obvious. Especially because, again, those arts are in the game, and they don't, a lot of times they don't let art go unused if it's good art. There's a lot of low-quality art, but then there's, like, that top-tier quality art. And the Goku is the top-tier quality art. So, we take a look at Vegeta cards. So, other stuff I would potentially think could come in Part 2. Like, I don't know if they're going to do a Dokkan Fest Part 2. I don't think they will. I think it would just be an LR banner, similar to the Year 4 anniversary, to be honest, where Part 1 was the double LRs, and then Part 2 was just the trio LR and then Baby on a separate banner. We could get a double LR banner, long story short, or a single one, but ideally a double. And in which case, we could get like a Super Vegeta or a Super Trunks type of card. I think that those characters do need more representation, particularly Super Trunks, because at least Super Vegeta has a good card here. The Super Trunks cards need ECAs, which hopefully that happens sometime soon. This is a prime time to do it, by the way, game, if you're listening. Do it with the Gohan. Just do it in the same event. Just do it with the Gohan. SS2. So, yeah, I think that that's a possibility, too, as far as that's concerned. But I would like to see that. Again, I would like to see more of a Trunks than a Vegeta, because Trunks does need that. He doesn't have any good Super Trunks cards, really, in the game. The Int one's okay. The STR, the new one is okay, I guess. His debuffs are weird. We need to see what he is post-EZA. But yeah, so that's another thing that could potentially happen as far as this is concerned. And I did mention the idea earlier, but the Z Fighters have very limited representation in the game in general, for one, but also among this category, in which, like, we have stuff like Tien, who does, obviously, the Tri-Beam versus Cell. That's where this moment is from. So that makes sense that he would be a character that could be retreaded in some way, right? It doesn't have to be like an individual Tien card, though. Like I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the video, it could be some sort of trio card. Yamcha, Krillin, and Tien as a trio LR, something like that. And that could work. It could be incredibly good or it could be incredibly eh. But I think that if they offer good links, like Krillin got shocking speed, if they offer good links and potentially self-sufficiency or ally support, that card could work out really, really well. And that would be another idea, especially if they really want to go off of the Year 3 theme. They can even, or excuse me, Year 4 theme and the double LR secondary part of the celebration. They could do that, right? A trio celebration, whether it's Chaozu, Tien, Yamcha, something like that. I don't know. I don't really know if they do. They could also, for the record, do Goku and Gohan as a card. Even though this is Goku, Gohan, it's, again, I mentioned earlier, it's not. It's either or for the most part. It's just they swap out. That's the new mechanic there. So let me know what you guys think could potentially happen. And overall, what you guys would like to see happen for this. Like, I think there's a lot of avenues, and I'm just mostly excited for this category to potentially pick up some more options that can tie in the category. Because, like, if I look at this category and I say, okay, well, what are some of my best units? this Trunks, incredibly good unit overall. I think he's aged incredibly well because the built-in crits, built-in raise and defense. If I look at some of these units, they'll be fine together. But being forced to run certain things at times, like needing a Cell alongside Cell for the most part to get his good links out, like Ultimate Life Form or Gentleman, isn't great. But if I had more support options, then obviously it wouldn't be as big of a deal, because on the surface, a 4-key lead is incredibly good. So this category really shouldn't have the problems that I think it does. And again, it's more or less, do I want to get my Ultra Super every turn, which I do, right? Because I can Super. Can I get my Ultra, though, is the real question. And, like, they've had opportunities, like they produced this Cell Jr. card, but it's a shame the Cell Jr. doesn't even link well with the Cell. Like, there's just little things like that. And then also for the matter, Cell Jr. performs best alongside pretty much a full Artificial Life Form team, which, like, okay, hold on. Plus 10% per Artificial Life Form category ally on the team. Yeah, so, like, that's not even something you're going to be able to do so well on this category. That's more relegated for another team, right? So, like, just stuff like that. But I don't know. Enough of a rant. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Also, do me a favor. Well, since you guys are at the end of the video, go to Rhymestyle's latest video and tell him D-Free said do a multi. Also, tweet him at that, too. D-Free said do a multi. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in, and I'll catch all of you guys in the next one. And for the record, I didn't mention when Part 2 should be starting. We're expecting maybe the 12th or 13th, and from there to get information about this, so stay tuned for the next few days. Probably this week. Not to say it starts this week, but we should get information really soon. So have an awesome day, and I'll catch all of you in the next one.